Welcome to Tuckaway Farm. We're excited to have you along today for a quick spring 2024 tour.
We're just a couple weeks away from the last frost date and things are going in the ground fast.
All right, come along, let's go check it out. You can see here, this is our asparagus and strawberry block. We've got two of these, one on either side of our first tunnel. So these 4 beds plus tunnel 1 is all field block 1. Now we had our first asparagus harvest just yesterday actually, and we pulled 8 pounds of asparagus out. We've got both green and purple, which is super exciting. In this tunnel here, Mary, you want to tell them what we got going on in tunnel 1?
Yeah, this tunnel has been beautiful and happy for a long time. In here we have our alpine strawberries and there are tons of blossoms on there. We are excited to see a good harvest of those strawberries this year. Also going in this tunnel is cucumbers. So they're gonna be trellised up, and as these strawberries kind of take a back seat, those cucumbers are gonna take over this tunnel and we're gonna see lots.
Here's our second bed of asparagus. You can see I just harvested this like literally last night at about 6 o'clock. It's like 2 in the afternoon right now, and we already have asparagus that's ready to go.
So here is cat tunnel 2. In here we've got Salanova mix going. This has been in here actually for a few weeks now. And just this last week, we moved all of our tomato plants out, which is so exciting. This tunnel is going to be half tomatoes, half sweet peppers. All of them are in the ground now and they're starting to perk up after the transplant. It's gonna be a good year.
And then this baby was just finished in the last few days. It's fresh, brand spanking new.
This is our tomato tunnel this year. We do rotate where we're planting things. I'm excited to see how tomatoes do here. We tried some cover cropping at the end of the year. Didn't quite get flipping it dialed in, did we? It was a bit of a bear. And so these beds are a little messier. We're probably gonna have to go back and spend a little more time weeding, which is unfortunate. But we've got sugar snap peas going in these first 2 rows. This bed just got seeded yesterday. It's half turnips and half radishes. And then we've got our onions going in the next one. We were supposed to be planting in field block 4 this week, but because of the cover crop issue and the fact that we want to kill it off for a week or 2 under this tarp, we skipped this field block and we went straight to field block 5, which was one of our newest field blocks. It didn't get planted in at all last year. And it was ready to roll. We've got some good things back there.
Field block 5. We've planted the first 3 rows of field block 5. This is the very first time this field block has ever been in production, so we're excited to see how it does. We did some new things that you might have seen in some of our other videos, and that we're using a shank to loosen up the earth and fight some of the compaction issues we've had. So we're really excited to see what this field block does for us and the quality of the growing we're going to get out of it. Now, one of the reasons it's looking great is that this is no longer an open buffet for the deer. And that is another development that's happened this spring, is that we are finishing right now our deer fence. You can see that it goes all the way around the market garden. We still have some construction going on behind us, we'll show you in a minute, but we've set up a temporary fence back there. So we're really excited to compete less with our 4-legged friends.
Yes.
This spring we've added in all of the irrigation for the market garden. So we had 2 hydrants in, we added hydrants for 3, 4, and 5, and then we added in the hydrants for field blocks 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we'll continue that out and put in hydrants for field block 10. We're also doing some smarter things this time around where we have shutoff valves at different spots around the farm where we can isolate sections of the irrigation. So if we ever have a leak or something goes wrong, or I hit one with a tractor,
It doesn't kill the whole system.
We are going to be building all of these beds this year. So we have another 4 field blocks to create on the north side of the market garden. Lots more work to do this spring and into the summer.
This is my baby field block. This is our flower field block. Because we have 80-foot rows, we had 20-foot sections from each of our tunnels, which I combined behind us. And I got a whole tunnel for my flowers, which
You made a freaking tunnel.
I made a which I'm so excited about. This is gonna be great this year.
All right, we can go through our handy dandy fence. Not much has happened out here in the last few months. This is going to be a very active area shortly. We actually have our community hearing tonight for our project out here at Tuckaway tonight. And so we're eagerly anticipating that. Once we get on the other side of that and get our project approved, then we're going to have a lot of activity back here as we're building our new wash pack building, as well as our greenhouse and remodeling Judy's and do a sweet little cafe and lounge. So check back with us in a few months and we'll have a lot of updates back here in this area.
Right here is a pasture that we are going to be running our chickens on. So this fence is one of our projects. We raised it up to 5 feet. I'm hoping that'll be tall enough to dissuade them. We also got this chicken wire that goes all the way to the ground. They can't get under it. Goals for this pasture this year is to get grasses growing in here and then being able to rotate our chickens through the pasture in their chicken tractor.
Yeah, once upon a time I kind of thought, oh, it's going to be fun to have chickens wandering around the garden, and it's not cool at all because they go down the line of tomatoes and they just peck a hole in every single tomato just to see if the next one's better than the last one, and it's infuriating.
Yep.
So chickens need to stay where the chickens belong.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our new mama pig, Reba. Reba is just a couple years old. She is currently pregnant with a litter, so we expect to have little piglets here in the next couple of weeks with any luck.
Yeah.
So we've just moved her over to the farrowing pen here, where she has some isolation and a nice comfortable spot, plenty of straw on the ground, and this hut that she can sleep in and get out of the elements as she needs to. So we just love her and are excited to have her here on the Tuckaway family. Now, we've been doing a lot of work on our pig pasture too. So this 2.5 acres or so down here was once really, really dense forest. And our plan has been to thin it out to about 50% tree cover. So we're getting 50% shade, 50% sunlight, which allows us to grow perennial grasses back here, which is great forage for the pigs, while also maintaining our beautiful tree canopy. And so we've been going through and selectively tying ribbons around trees of different species, as well as of different growth stages. So we've got young trees, medium-aged trees, and old trees, very mature trees, that we're saving so that we have a beautiful forest out here for years to come, but also a really healthy place to raise pigs because their natural habitat is the forest.
Okay, in here is where the springtime magic happens. This is seed starting area. We've had stuff that's out in the field now, new stuff going in all the time actually. I have a long list of seeds that I'm currently working on. I'm mid-project on a lot of things. So as we finish our seeds, they go onto these lovely racks. We've got multiple successions of our Salanova here. I also have flowers going in here. I've got snapdragons and bachelor buttons, peppers, bells of Ireland. I could just go on and on because we really are in full swing. By now, we've done a full succession of my flowers and, you know, a full succession of our spring veggies too. Working on second successions of a lot of things. Thanks for taking the time to watch our spring walkthrough. I'm glad you could join us. We've got lots of work to do, so check back for our summer walkthrough to see where we're at in all of our projects.
So we had a couple of you who sent in some questions from last week's video and wanted to respond to those really quickly. Mrs. Rogers, hi there, how do you keep your cat tunnel cool? We have a 36-foot hoop house with side screen vents, and I installed screen doors and have vents over my doors. So our cat tunnels may be a little bit different than yours, but I can speak to how we do it here. So we have a garage door end wall. You can see that down at the end of the tunnel here. That's framed in with 2x4s. I like the garage doors because you can move a lot of air through them. Also, we just have our Dutch doors on the end, on this end, that open up. They don't move quite as much air, but you can get a lot through. Number two, we have these guys that hold up our sidewalls. And so we're able to lift up these sidewalls on a hot day like today and get a ton of cross breeze. So if the air is coming from the other side, the wind's coming from the side, you can get it moving across, you can get a nice flow. Number 3, we haven't done this yet, but we have shade cloth for each of these tunnels. 50% shade cloth that we put over the top. And we'll do that here pretty shortly, and that cools things down a lot as you reduce the amount of sun coming into the tunnel. So those are our 3 methods of doing it. Hopefully that's helpful. Let's see, we had another question from Melissa Sherman. Is your CSA active year-round? Can people join any time of year? So our CSA runs from May basically through October. And that's just because as new growers, we're not great at the 4-season growing thing yet. I do know that like Prairie Woods does a really nice job of growing year-round. So if you're wanting year-round, you might check them out. But we're going to get better at it as years go by. And our CSA, we hope to extend that season earlier and later into the year as well. But you can join anytime. And so we'll prorate the cost of the CSA if you join late after it starts. We do have a few spots left. We've sold quite a few of those over the last week or two. So if you're interested in the CSA, please go online, tuckawaybentonville.com, and you can sign up right there. Hey, thanks for sending in your questions. Feel free to do that again this week, and we'll answer those at the end of each video. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.